Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and this is meant to offend. So if you're offended, good. First of all, I just want to tell you all that I'm offended. You haven't all bought my t-shirt yet. Buy it. That's all. But today's video is in honor of Pride, which happened in LA yesterday, which I had nothing to do with because it's a giant crowd of people, and I don't like crowds, which is why I actually haven't been to a lot of cons, because I just don't like crowds of people. But it's a thing. It's important. Gay rights, yay. That's a thing. And I just wanted to address, because I've noticed this places, and I wanted to address some things about transgenderness in the community. I'm no expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I just wanted to throw some thoughts out there because that's one of the groups of the queer community. That's one of the groups that's the least protected, and that's one of the groups that's the most attacked, the least understood, and the most discriminated against. So if you are a person who is transphobic, if you would just hate transgender people because they're transgender, you're probably going to be offended by this. If you are an SJW, you're probably at some point also going to be offended by this. We're going to try to get both of you. Yay! SJWs and homophobics all in one time. Which, oh my god, this crazy thing happened the other day, by the way, where somebody they're like, homophobia is an actual phobia. It's a fear of gay people. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. There is nobody that I have ever heard of who's walked down the street and noticed somebody's gay and gone, ah! And freaked out and run away and like cried or had a panic attack or something like that. That's what a phobia is. No, homophobia is just a colloquialism that means bigoted against gay people. And why am I talking about this? Why am I doing this? I know this is an unusual thing for me to pick a minority group and come make a video like talking about them or championing for them or whatever it is. Well, one of the reasons why this comes up sometimes for me is as somebody who is not transgender at all, I still have suffered transgender discrimination because some people are like, oh, you look like a guy, you trans, ew, tranny, whatever, and I get transgender hate without even being transgender, which is how I can firmly tell you that, yes, this is a problem that happens out there. If people who are not transgender are still getting transgender hate, there's an issue happening. And that's, like, the bottom line, the base barrel bottom line. I don't care if you understand transgender people or what that's all about. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if it goes against what you think is right or wrong or whatever. Those are people. They exist. That's their life. You have to accept it. I mean, you don't have to, accept them into your life and go out and be friends with them if you don't want to. If you want to just be happily ignorant and a bigot, that's your problem. That's fine. But you don't get to tell other people what to be and what to do and how to think and how to feel. And you do not get to tell them they're wrong for doing and thinking and feeling those things. Because I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. It does not personally affect your life or your choices or your morality if somebody in another town, in another country, or even who lives right next door to you but you never interact with happens to live that life. It doesn't affect you. It's not your problem, right? I don't tell other people that they should be Jewish. I don't tell other people they should have short hair. I don't tell other people that blonde, blue-eyed people are better. Right? I don't do those things because I'm me, I'm my life, I like who I am, I like how I look, I like my choices, I like my identity, right? And let's be clear, right? Transgender people, this is not a choice. Nobody goes out and decides that they're like, it's not like they wake up one day and they're like, I think I'd rather be male. I think I'd rather be female. Do you understand how much turmoil, how much inner pain and conflict someone has to go through to be like, oh shit, something's wrong here. There's a disconnect. I don't think I'm in the right body. That's traumatic for people, which is why, I mean, look at this, right? There's so many reasons. I don't know if you know this, but the attempted suicide rate amongst transgenders is often quoted at 40%. I've seen statistics that show anywhere between 32 and 50%. That's absurdly high. That's a massive percentage of, 40% is 2/5 of all transgender people have tried to kill themselves at some point. And some of that is trying to reconcile these warring things where they feel one way and it's reflected as a different way. Some of it is their family and friends reject them. Guess who kills themselves? People without support groups, people who don't feel like they have other options. Society rejects them. There are plenty of people, I've known these people who have grew up believing that transgender is bad or whatever, and so they have a lot of internalized hatred towards themselves sometimes. Imagine if you're a person who is transgender and you were raised in a conservative Christian way and you believe in God and you're devout in that belief and you believe that God is perfect and flawless and does everything the way it's supposed to be, right? And then you wake up one day and you're like, yeah, but I look male, but I think I'm female. That can't be right. I can't shake this feeling. It's part of my identity, but that can't be right because that would mean God made a mistake, and God doesn't make mistakes, so he made me this way on purpose? Like, that's fucking hard. That's difficult for somebody to go through. They don't need your lack of understanding. They don't need your bigotry. They don't need your closed-mindedness. You don't have to agree with other people's lifestyles, with the way they present themselves, with the things they do, but unless they're walking around hurting you, get the fuck over it. Like, I'm sorry, that is ridiculous that the suicide rate is that high. And if you think that if you've been a trans hater, if you've ever hated on a trans person, you don't think you have something to do with that, like, fuck off. I mean, that just, to me, it blows my mind. It continues to blow my. Why do we think there are any groups of people that it's okay to just hate on or discriminate against or just be shitty to because we feel like it? Right? It shouldn't be happening. People shouldn't be doing it to anybody. I don't care who you are. You can be white and straight and male, and that's fine. No one should hate on you for being white and straight and male. Same thing. You could paint your skin purple every morning when you wake up, and people should just get the fuck over it. I don't give a shit what your personal belief system is. You do not have the right to impose that personal belief system on other people. And it's disgusting. And also, like, if you don't understand it, fucking leave the thing alone. This drives people all the time. They're like, oh my God, if a guy wears makeup, he's transgender. No! Fucking no! That's not how it works. Not just any person who presents slightly not in their gender norm is not trans fucking gender, alright? A guy putting on makeup one day doesn't make him transgender, right? That's not how that works. There are people who cross-dress who aren't transgender, by the way. If you don't know what it is, don't fucking say stupid shit about it. Either learn something about it or keep your mouth shut. No one needs your ignorance. Now, on the flip side, I promised I'd offend multiple people with this video, right? On the flip side of this, and this is something that drives me absolutely up a wall crazy, right? So we have 40% of transgender people who have attempted suicide, right? You have incidences of violence against transgender people. The incidence of violence against transgender people is incredibly high. Oh, I don't understand this thing? Let me beat it to death. Great. Good job, Neanderthal people. Yeah, that's a thing that happens, right? And yet, do you hear about this as often as you hear about somebody losing their shit because they got misgendered? No. You don't. I personally don't. I hear people lose their shit getting misgendered, about how no one understands their gender, no one uses the right pronouns for them and stuff, way more than I hear about the rampant amounts of depression and suicide and assault against transgender people. Why do I hear about that? Because the whiny SJWs make that the issue. I had an incident in college, a friend of mine actually, who was transgender, or is transgender, had a was in transition and at the time that they asked you what name you wanted on your diploma, used his given name and just kind of didn't really think about, wasn't totally comfortable being out with the name that he chose, and then later on decided, I actually feel more comfortable with the name that I chose that fits my identity, and so wanted to make that change, and the school was like, sorry, the deadline has passed. We told you the date, the deadline to make any changes, that deadline is passed. We order these things in bulk, it's printed in bulk, we can't do a single order on it, we're really sorry, but we just can't accommodate that request. So what does the SJW population of my college do? They made this a huge transphobia issue. Oh my God, transphobia. That's fucking not. It's not a transphobia issue. It's, you missed the deadline. Sorry, we understand you feel this way, but there is, like, literally nothing we can, like, what do you, like, I mean, sure, I'm sure if he was like, I will go get my own diploma printed, please give me this one, they would have said fine, but it's a bulk order. They can't just call and be like, oh, excuse me, can you print one piece of paper for us and do this separately? That's not how these companies work. That's not how this shit works. Like, this is not an issue, has anything to do with you. This is the expectation. Oh, please go, please, I was having identity things, so please go above and beyond to grant this request. Because it's a two-way street, right? The whole thing where you don't get to impose your will and beliefs on other people. You don't get to tell somebody who's trans that they can't be, or they're bad, or they're wrong for being that thing. By the same token, yes, it sucks, and I empathize with what a trans person has to go through, and I think that's I don't empathize, sorry, I sympathize. I definitely don't know what that's like, and I wouldn't pretend to know what that's like, but I understand that it's incredibly fucking difficult. But at the same time, that is you and your journey. And it is not up to the rest of the world to go out of their way to accommodate you on your journey, all right? It is up to you to figure out how you fit into the world. That goes for all people. So yeah, nobody should be discriminated against you. Nobody should be treating you like shit for who you are, or for how you feel, or for what your truth is, or what your identity is. Nobody should be doing that. But at the same token, you don't get to tell everyone else that they have to bend over backwards and go out of the way to accommodate you and your needs. That is your fucking journey. Right? And and that's all like thing. If keep shit to yourself some of the times. If you have a good support group and people who want to, that's great. And you should be able to talk about it, and you should have the people that you can express that with, right? And in other cases, like it fucking leave it alone. You're a person, you're a human being. I don't walk around talking about like, oh my god, I'm female, like spending every second of my day being like the trials and tribulations of being female. I get that there are women that do that, but that's fucking stupid. So yes. So the point is, like, let's stop distracting. Let's stop being whiny bitches distracting from the real issues, and let's stop the fucking transphobia. Like, this is not a group that's protected by a lot of rules, by a lot of laws, because there are people who are just like, that's not real. Who cares? Even if it wasn't, let's pretend for a second that being transgender is just a choice somebody makes on a whim one day. Like me deciding I want a cheeseburger. Guess what? If I wake up and I decide I want a cheeseburger, I'm gonna be real unhappy if a whole bunch of people are like, fuck you, you can't want a cheeseburger, that's so wrong and terrible. My wanting a cheeseburger has nothing to do with you. Fuck off. And I'm not saying because I don't believe that transgender is a choice. I do believe that that's how people are. That's what their identity is. I personally, like, for me, identity is like, whatever, I am who I am. I don't think I need to label or justify it for anybody, but if you do, that's your life and that's your journey. I'm not going to take that away from you, right? The point is, it doesn't matter. Even if it was a choice, it's still a choice that should be respected. You still don't get to shit on other people for making that choice. They're not fucking hurting you. They're not attacking you. They're not doing anything negative to you, so get the fuck over it. Anyway, I just wanted to express that that's my contribution to LA's Pride weekend. You're welcome, world. And if you're offended, great. If this offended you, if anything about this offended you, I really don't know. Like, if you're a transphobic person, if you have anything shitty to say because you hate transgender people, I don't want to hear it. I really don't care. And if you're a whiny little bitch, she's like, but, my gender identity is super important and people calling me he instead of she is what leads to trans violence. Fuck you. You're a little baby piece of shit. Go protest something real. I don't know. It's a lot of anger. I just think I don't know. Maybe, what are you really mad about, Jesse? I don't know. Maybe something else. Maybe this. Who knows? Maybe it's just fun to be angry. I enjoy being angry. Anyway, different background. I'm sure you guys have probably spent this whole video not listening to anything I say, going, where is she? What's going on? I was live streaming earlier on Geeks and Gamers. If you didn't catch that, go over there and see that. But yeah, this is where I live stream from. And so, yes, this is also my apartment. It's just a different view. You've seen it before in Drunk Bible Stories, the story of Lot, if you go in the deep tracks in my channel. And I'm going to stop talking now because I have to go to work and teach tiny children how to hit people with swords. Have a wonderful Monday. If you're not offended, I'm going to keep trying. I'm really enjoying doing Meant to Offend. I hope you are too. And buy this t-shirt. Whee! And subscribe to me on Patreon and do those great things because this is my life and I love you.